Lady LeLe back with another video, and this is the January version of College Talk with Lady LeLe. This is College Talk with Lady LeLe. It is January 21st. We are 21 days into the year of 2020, so I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. This is the year of vision. Graduating seniors, 4 to 5 months from now, you guys will be officially walking the stage and graduating for your respective high schools. It is an exciting time. It is a lot to look forward to between now and then. And I just want to give you advice to say, hey, enjoy it. Enjoy everything that comes, from now on all the way up to graduation day, because these moments will be embedded in your hearts forever. So I hope that everybody had a fantastic holiday season, that everybody got to start the year off on the right foot, and all is going well. So I do apologize for getting this out late. I do work at a university myself, and we had opening last week. And if anybody who know about a university first week of classes, it can be crazy and chaotic and a big ball of mess at the same time. So I had to let the smoke clear, and now we're right back at it. So one thing to keep in mind, just some advice not related to college access or whether or not college admissions, to the families. I know we're getting ready to go prom shopping. It's an exciting time to find dresses, get suits made, and we want balloons, and we want a nice ride, and we want, horse and carriage, and we want the big Princess Stone king and queen chairs. My advice, guys, to the parents: shop within your budget. Okay, I know we want our kids to have the best. I know everybody want to look good. I know everybody want to stunt in front. But my advice, please shop within your budget. As they tell a bride and groom, the wedding is one day. As you tell the scholar, the prom is one day. Even at the prom, you got to keep on living. And I have observed families, stunning in front and on prom. I done seen kids in Bugattis and Ferraris and Porsche and all these luxury cars. And then those be some of the same families be coming by and saying, we don't have $1,000 to put on Junior's tuition bill. So keep that in mind. I'm just tossing that out there. Keep that in mind. When we talk financial aid stuff, as much as a student is getting all these scholarships and grants, a family needs to ask the $1 million question: do I owe anything? Do I have to pay out of pocket? And that's a number one thing that a lot of families fail to realize, that you may come up short. My parents, if I reflect back to my freshman year, my parents had to pay, I want to say about $875 per semester, and $850, because I think it ended up being $1,700 for the whole year, but it was $850 per semester. And I remember going to Sherman Hall, because I went to Western Illinois University, and paying that $850 in the form of a cashier's check. So even then, parents, you want to ask the key question: is there a balance? And can I afford this? So we're going to move on. Just throwing that out there. To each his own. People going to do what they want to do. But I'm just telling you, keep in mind, as we're forking over a lot of money for proms, you might have to be forking over some money for that tuition. Just saying. Anyway, what should a scholar be doing right now? Seniors, this is the time. If you're already accepted and you already committed to your school, you want to be setting up your placement test dates. Right now is the prime time from the month of January until, I'm going to say, about March, April, it is, you can take placement tests at any time, by the way. So it can be now up until when you start classes. But prime time for placement tests is right now. So try to set up your placement test with your respective school if it's needed. From now, I would say about April, May. The reason I say April, May, you want to not take your test doing prom, luncheon, graduation, all that award ceremonies and senior nights and all that. You want to avoid those time frames, because guess what? You excited, you got senior writers to the 10th power, you ain't checking for them placement tests. So you want to do it while you're still fresh in your mind, you're still working hard, which this would be the time frame. So if you can set up your placement test ASAP. If you are going to a school that is out of state or just too far for you to get to, you might want to talk to the university or college or university and ask them, do they allow remote testing? For example, the school I work at, for students who are out of state or they just live too far to get to us to take the placement test, we do allow them to do remote testing. I think it's specific community colleges or locations that have testing centers that we allow the students to take the placement test, and that we get the information about their test results. And I know for us, we're really gonna kick off the placement testing next month. So we're going to do a big push for students to start getting their placement tests in. What are the placement tests? If you're at a question, nine times out of 10 is placement tests in the area of English, math, writing, and reading. I'm going to repeat that, and I might have said that wrong, so I'm going to say it again. Writing for English, math, and reading. It depends on the particular institution. When I took my placement test, it was for writing and math, and I was able to get my scores back, and I knew what math and English I needed to take by the end of that day when I took it at orientation. Sometimes the contingent on the school, some schools will allow you to do your placement test while you're there for orientation. It's a lot to do, but it is feasible. But my thing is, if you can get in and take your placement test in advance, by all means do so. Some people say, well, what if I don't do well? Can I retake the placement test? The answer is yes. Schools do allow you to retake the placement test so you can test higher. So especially if you're trying to get into a specific math class, a specific science class, or even a certain English level class, you want to they do give you the option. Some schools may make you do a workshop to brush up on your math skills or brush up on your writing skills before you retake. Some places let you retake. Now keep in mind, there may be fees associated with retaking a test, so you want to keep that in mind too. So you just want to do the very best you can in these placement tests. Another thing you want to check out right now, and this is the prime time from like January to like March. A lot of schools tend to have what they call preview days. These are for students who've been admitted and been accepted, to give them a preview outside of the orientation, or just another opportunity to help seal the deal in confirming your admission to that particular school. They usually try to have these sitting around days like Martin Luther King, presidents, all these different holidays, high schoolers, spring break. They usually have that during this time so you could, be able to come and attend. A lot of times it's an opportunity for you to get to know more about the faculty and the students in your major, or just give you a second glance. Because some people got admitted to schools they never went and visit before. So, yeah, that happens too. So it's an opportunity to take the test. Preview the campus. Another thing you want to start doing also is booking your orientation dates. It is not too early to think about when you're going to freshman orientation. A lot of schools have put their dates out by now. If not now, definitely within the next month or so, those orientation dates are out. My advice, go to the first orientation if you can. At least go to one of the first early sessions of orientation if you can. Here's why. You tend to get a better schedule when you go to orientations in May, early to mid to late June. Now, when you start going to orientations in mid-July, late July, early August, there is no guarantee that that schedule is going to be top-notch or give you room to try to change your schedule or make adjustments to your schedule. So you want to make sure that you go to the earliest orientation. My dad, my mom, they had me at orientation in May. I didn't graduate to June. I hadn't went on prom. I didn't even have my final spring chorus concert. We hadn't had the awards luncheon. I hadn't experienced any of that just yet, but yet and still I went to my freshman orientation in early May, and it was right around the university. I believe they was getting ready to go into finals, or it was right before finals. So that was a good opportunity for myself and my parents to witness the campus while it was still booming. And I was able to take my placement test. I had my schedule. Financial aid told my parents how much, once all these scholarships and grants or whatever was applied, they told my parents what the balance was for the bill for the year. And my parents was able to come back home, get prepared. And when we went and moved in August, there was no hiccups. There were no surprises. And it was a smooth move-in process. So when you go earlier, ladies and gentlemen, you tend to have a better schedule. I had a decent schedule because I went in May. Now, I had classmates that went to orientation in late June, and they went in late July, and some went maybe right before school start. Their schedule was totally different from mine. And we had some of the similar classes, but I had better days and better times. So that's another thing you want to take into consideration. I know we have a lot of families that want to travel. We have a lot of families that, came off the thrills of graduation and don't want to think about that or feel like they got enough time. No, get it out the way so you know what you have to do. You can plan accordingly. If you got to go hustle up some dollars to pay that tuition bill, you'll have time to do that. If you got to book plane tickets or rent a van or whatever you got to do to move that scholar in when school start, you got time to do it. It's never a hindrance to do things early, but it's always a hindrance when you do things late. So you want to be prepared as much as possible. So I'm telling you, it's so beneficial to do that stuff early, get it out the way, and you can enjoy the rest of your summer. You can go on your vacations. You can, work and do all that stuff, because some scholars like to work and raise their money. I know I did over the summers. So yeah, last but not least, scholarships still apply. Definitely check out and see if there's any scholarships in your particular major, in your particular field. You definitely, like I tell people, do not sleep on the fraternities and sorority scholarships. You do not have to be a member or affiliate. You don't have to be affiliate with the organization. Your parents don't have to be a member of the organization. And I know Zeta Phi Beta, who just celebrated 100 years of service and sisterhood. They just celebrate their centennial on January 16th. Sorry, I was about to say July. January 16th. And they have a centennial scholarship that's out. So I'm going to link that below. Also, if you're an African-American male who lives in the state of Illinois, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated has a scholarship for you. And I will give you my email below. and you can email me, and I'll email the application out to you. But that Phi Beta Sigma scholarship is for an African American male that live in the state of Illinois. I mean, there's some other academic requirements to it, but that's going to be the main thing: African American male who's an Illinois resident. The Zeta Phi Beta scholarship, I believe that is open to any high school senior. But take advantage of all the scholarship opportunities to come forth. You can always email me. You got questions, I'm happy to help. My chapter has not released our organization's scholarship yet, but definitely I'll be happy to, answer questions and be of assistance in aiding people to apply for those particular scholarships. So that is it. That is all. Stay tuned for more videos. Seniors, get excited. It is the countdown, baby. It is the countdown to graduation. But I just want to say to the seniors, continue to work hard. Do not slack off. Be the best that you could be. You want to finish strong. Do not slack off. Even if you got your college acceptance, everything's in place, finish strong. You want to finish at the top of your game. You always want to do the best and put your best foot forward in all you do. So stay tuned. We'll come back next one with more tips with College Talk with Lady LeLe. Peace out.